Good morning, everyone. We're going to try this for the third time. It would seem that Bub has decided that he is going to just do whatever he wants. And that means tearing things up. That means disturbing things like my crystal grid, like he did at some point in the night last night. I woke up to find my crystals were all over the place, and a piece of black tourmaline was on the floor because I stepped on it barefoot. And he's been in this, how can I put this? He has been in holy terror mode all day. And here it is for the past 15 to 20 minutes or so. I have been trying to deal with him and get him to calm the hell down so I can do this video for you. Something else I noticed yesterday, BitChute took it again. Did I find a niche audience on BitChute somewhere? I'm starting to wonder. Alright, so, by the way, did that, the box look a little strange? There was a reason for that. That's the kit I pack around so I can do readings on the fly. If you ever catch me in the area or you see it dangling from my wrist, or you just see me in general, I probably have it on me. And yeah, I'll, pop out a quick reading or so because this is in there, and also I have a little stick of selenite just to keep things nice and clean, energetically speaking. Anyway, I want to go ahead and get right down to this, and let's see what we have in store for today. By the way, if you cannot tell by the back of these cards, it's just a straight up Rider-Waite deck. I have two of these. One I pack around, and the other one, the other one, sometimes I'll break that one out for readings too. But I decided to use the little pack around today because it was right there and it was easy. Alright, so let's start with a significator, which I'm going to pop right over here. So that's us for the day. And we've got where we need to be mentally, where we need to be physically, and where we need to be spiritually. That's it, all 10 cards laid out. So, who are we for today? Starting off with the Hangman. The thing is, a lot of us have made peace with certain sacrifices lately that we've been making, haven't we? Because the things we shed, we may not need them anymore. Because we know better things are coming. Mentally, we have a 4 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles or coins, however you want to call that, and a 6 of Swords. So we are getting some much needed mental rest there. And that mental rest, I think more or less we're resting in a we're resting in sort of a sense of security, aren't we? So you've got this state of rest here. Like I said, we're kind of at peace with a lot of stuff right now, because that's for our family, which I am seeing in this card. We're sacrificing for some wealth and abundance for our families. Nothing wrong with that. But there is going to be a journey coming. Now, what I'm seeing with this card is sort of a not exactly happy transition. Like, it's not happy, but it's not completely sad. It is a little uncomfortable. And again, we're pointing toward the Hangman with, we're in a bit of a state of discomfort, hoping for something a little better for ourselves and our families, and possibly even each other. Now the next place we want to go is the body. Physically we're very burdened. This is one of those, it's a good problem to have kind of things, where there's a lot of creative energy, there's a lot of fire there, there's a lot of movement, but it's going to be kind of slow going, because right now it's a lot to tackle. So right here is something keeping you up at night, and this is a physical problem, but there is some thought that is keeping you up at night, and you definitely have a choice to make. But this one's not so much a choice as much as it is a juggling act. Spiritually, that Three of Wands, kind of looking out at some collaboration here, a little bit of the future. There's also cause for celebration. You're getting a lot of threes in this particular suit. And then, to cap it all off, that Queen of Swords. So, what do we know about the Queen of Swords? Well, she will cut through 9 layers of your bullshit, that's for sure. She is not up for, she's not up for deception. She's certainly not up for, not up for, beating around the bush, shall we say. That's that Three of Wands. It's really kind of speaking to me right now, because with the Three of Wands, there is some spiritual strength that I'm seeing, and it's been established. And he's looking out, if you've noticed, it's very, very fine detail, but if you notice, he is looking out at ships at sea. But remember, we're talking in the spiritual sense here, and there's cause for celebration. So, what spiritual product are you currently celebrating, and what do you have little tolerance for right now? And I'm thinking you have little tolerance for small talk, or, you know, this is where spiritually you kind of want to get to the point. You want to cut right to it. Let's just dispense with all the woo, and let's get down to the wire on it, right? Kind of feeling that. And it's probably, and you know what, I'll tell you this much right now. What I'm seeing is someone out there is really taking a beating right now. And that beating is coming, it's self-imposed. The self-imposed beating that is currently being visited upon you right now, I'm seeing someone with a bit of a lack of patience. Some of you out there are. Some of you out there are trying to kind of come into your own. In fact, I know one such person for sure, but I'm thinking it's more than just that one person. So, you're not alone. We're all kind of struggling a little bit with that today. Let me put it to you this way. When it comes to any kind of endeavor, learning how to do this in particular, learning how to read runes, learning how to visualize and manifest things that you really want to be true in your life, it takes a little time, and there's a sense of urgency about it. And you think for a second that you don't have time for the minutia. To that I say, breathe, take a walk, step away from it for a couple minutes, because you're resting comfortably in what it is you know to be true. It is a good thing for you and your family, but it's a constant journey. Understand what I'm saying? And that's right here in the mind. So you do have to take on some burdens here. You're worried that it's not happening fast enough. You're juggling between what you once believed and what you believe now. I thought I had waited these people out. So not only is it Straight Tarot Tuesday today, it is also Landscaping Day. So if Mr. Bub is not the cause of consternation, it is these guys. Oh wow. Okay. So oh no, finish your clattering, please. I hope he's done. I'm going to sum this thing up. We're just going to tell the story. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Okay, you are currently making sacrifices. You're making sacrifices of your time right now. Some of you are making sacrifices of your money. Some of you are making sacrifices of friends and family. I don't see it much with family. In fact, I do see family staying together, becoming more cohesive of a unit. And yeah, you can rest comfortably in that Four of Swords, knowing that it's right and true. But the journey is constant, okay? And this is a journey over water, so there will be emotions involved. And I know you feel that sense of urgency, and that sense of urgency is doing two things to you. So let me swap those around. Here we go. It can be a real burden, and it can keep you up at night. Especially if you're prone to worrying. And here's the juggling act of trying to get those in order. You will always, now look right there in the middle. There's an infinity sign in there. You are always going to have to make decisions like this. Today is no exception. But you do have a keen eye toward the future. And I mean, look at him. He's looking pretty comfortable. He's leaning on that staff. And he knows he has a choice of which one to lean on. And he's watching those ships at sea, knowing they're shipping his product out. And this is where you want to be. You know, celebrating those victories. This is the place that you will eventually take, but remember, she got there through experience. She knows when you're lying to her. She knows all the little tricks in the book, but it took her time to get there. So where does that apply to you? It's very simple. Take your time. There's plenty of it. I know you all, some of you out there are feeling that sense of urgency. Whatever you need to learn, you need to learn it now. You got to get to someone else's caliber now. Don't rush it. This is where, you know, we're kind of seeing some polarization here too. But life is about extremes. We have to be well rooted in those extremes. Remember, yesterday was kind of a be here now situation. We need to root ourselves. We need to ground ourselves a bit. We need to stop wishing to be somewhere else. We need to be where we are. Because where we are right now is better than where we were. Seriously, take a look at your life 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years ago. Don't look at the overall, don't look at the struggles. Look at where you are. Are you handling things better today than you were 2 months, 2 years, 2 decades ago? How do you handle things better now than what you did? Just keep striving for that. That's where you need to be, because eventually that's where you end up. You will be able to cut through so much bullshit that's been served to you. And guess what? We're being lied to. I'm not gonna mix words here. We're being lied to every day. And it can be by anybody. It could be by the news, could be by your friends and neighbors, could be just from the people you meet. Now the question is, how do you deal with that? Well, we have a Queen of Swords at the end of this. Straight, fact, logic, evidence. You know how to feel about it. You know deep within your bones, deep within your soul, when it screams something is wrong, listen to it. Those little sacrifices you make today in your time or your effort or whatever, they're going to come in handy, very handy. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for bearing with me through all this madness going on around me today. I hope that this resonated with you. I hope that you will join me tomorrow for the rune casting. That's right, tomorrow's rune casting Wednesday. And we'll be doing this kind of thing again. In the meantime, just remember, every little piece of information you get today, every little step on your journey takes you farther from where you were and closer to where you're going to be. Where you're going is enlightenment, to light yourself up, to shine very brightly. And as always, people, remember, I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. And as always, shine on.